Hey guys, it's Pingu here with part 6 of the Dwarf Fortress tutorial. We have our meeting hall almost mined out completely, and we have our workshops just finishing being mined up. So we can start building a few more industries. Now, we want a few more workshops. We go to BW, and let's build a jeweler's workshop. So while I'm on the jeweler's workshop, you want to be very careful with this particular workshop because it can, in fact, cause more harm than good by the fact that these dark green X's mean that that area is blocked off, while these light green X's mean it's possible. So if we were to place this jeweler's workshop right here, say we wanted to, it would actually prevent any dwarfs from getting in or out, and this is a problem for our jeweler who just built the workshop. He will be trapped inside because of this, and I'm just gonna build it there for sake of demonstration. But we also want a craft dwarf's workshop. And sorry I'm not covering the keys, but it's a few too many to list them all out. We want a kitchen, and we want a fishery. Now, I thought we already had a fishery, and this entire time the fish that our fisherman has been catching have been going to waste because he doesn't have an adequate facility to prepare them. And I don't know where all the corpses are, but they really should be just unused fish, and your dwarfs shouldn't be able to eat them without them being cleaned. So I'm sorry, because this must have been covered in part 4 before I decided to redo it. And we used to have a fishery up here, right by the river, but we can put it down in our fortress now because we've got more than enough room, and it's going to be right near the kitchen, so the dwarfs can use it. You see down here, the jeweler has got himself stuck. He has built it, and he has no place to get out. So if this ever happens, use Q, go over any building that you want to remove, and hit X to remove it, and it will slate it for removal. And it does need the same skills that built it in order to remove it, but now a miner is free and able to go do whatever else he needs to do once he figures out he's free. It's kind of actually, I think he's just idle. He has nothing to do. That's why he's moping around. We have our meeting hall up here that we need to build, and you build a meeting hall by building a table anywhere. But we want more than just a table. We want table and some chairs. So hit B and go to this build menu, and you want table, which is T down here. So build a few tables, and we want some chairs to go along with those so they can sit down while they're eating. C for seat. And once those are being built, dining halls work the same as the bedroom that we assigned up here, in that you assign the area and it flows out. So we also need some doors to go here. I took the liberty of building some extra doors in the break, and just build whatever you see fit, because we're going to need some more tables and chairs for our dining hall. That's a pretty lonely dining hall here, but let's set it up anyway. Go over with Q and hit R to make a dining room. You resize it just like the bedroom. You hit plus or minus, and we want to make it the full size. That now the doors are here, it won't bleed out into the hallway. Hit enter to designate it, and a few options here. I didn't cover these options with the bedroom, but what you have is you can assign the table, so a specific dwarf owns the table and everything within the room, actually. So he's actually owning the dining room in this case. We can make it a free table, so it removes the state that is a dining room. It's just a regular table when it's a free table. And we can set it to be a meeting hall, and we can resize the room. We want to set it to be a meeting hall, so you hit H, and that N turns to a Y. And just like that, now our dwarfs will congregate in our new meeting hall instead of the wagon. But just to be safe, and to get some extra resources, we will remove this wagon. Hit Q, and go over it, and hit X to remove it. But before we do that, I want to show you T. So hit T. T is a look at, but for items within the building. So we actually have some cloth and some thread that have been sitting in this wagon the entire time because we did not designate the stockpile. So I just wanted to do that before we remove it, just to show that that's how you look inside. Remove it. It's slated for removal. Somebody with carpentry will remove it. And we will go down to our stockpile, Q and then S, and then make sure we have cloth enabled, because we did not have it enabled before, and it's been sitting outside the entire time. Not that it's a problem, I don't think any raccoons are going to steal cloth, but it's just good to have. We should be fine with our drink and food. We've got more than enough of those plants there to keep us sustained, but just keep building up, like build another farm. Let's do that, BP. Make it the same size. I think this is the size it was, yep. And just look at what the industries do while you're waiting and while you're building up, because this is more about building up your fortress, like filling it with furniture, and less about knowing specifically how to do things. I mean, you'll have to know what industries there are, but say we need to fill up that dining room, so hit A and T, A and C, and just put them on repeat. So we'll make enough thrones and tables for a lifetime. Now, we have some of these new buildings that I should show off. The fishery will automatically prepare raw fish, and they will bring down these fish and frogs and whatnot, and just clean them, which is great, because before they weren't being cleaned. We've got some other buildings like Butcher's Workshop, which actually requires you to do something, and we also have a kitchen, which requires you to add a few tasks, like prepare an easy meal. So we're going to say prepare an easy meal, and we'll make a few easy meals, and that will make higher quality food. And some items do need to be cooked, so it's actually a good idea. With this Butcher's Workshop, speaking about foods that need to be cooked, hit Z, and go over to Animals in the top tab. So hit Enter on that, and now we have a list of all the animals in our fortress. We have the 2 dogs and the 2 cats we started with, and a horse and a bull calf. Now we do not need these horse and bull calves because they don't have a mating pair, and they won't actually produce any more animals in. But we're just going to slaughter the bull calf, and it doesn't really matter if they're a calf or not. The game doesn't seem to care. Like, you can slaughter a kitten and you'll get massive amounts of meat out of just this one kitten. And so B to do that, and we also have these dogs up here that don't have any owners, while the cats do. The cats will actively seek out owners. We will hit Enter to toggle the dogs for available for adoption, so we'll make a few of our dwarfs happier and keep the dogs in check. We've also got Craft Dwarf Workshop here. It's not done yet. I won't cover that yet. You need any sort of Craft Dwarf to go make it. It looks like that guy is. But you see, we just brought the cow in there, just slaughtered it. He's been struck down, and the game decided to save. It's such a terrible moment. To wait here for it. But when you strike down an animal, produce a lot of meat, and you'll see how many dwarfs are coming down for the sheer number of products that have been created. Produce some skeletons, and also produce some fat. And by default, the kitchen will automatically render fat, and you can use that for soap later on. But this is the end of part 6, and part 7 will hopefully be a bit more exciting and a bit less of building up a fortress. Just play around with the workshops and experiment a little bit. I can't tell you what to do with all of these. There's quite a few of them. But see you later.